Hi, I'm Megan.
And I'm Rob. You're watching
Lists of 13.
Here you'll find lists of various topics like cars, music, geography, and other phenomena, all in sets of 13.
If you have tristodectophobia, an irrational fear of the number 13, this video may not be for you. Otherwise, enjoy the list. So today we're going to talk about a company that I'm pretty fond of, as I've been using their products for more years than I can count.
And even though I don't have their phones, because I find them very expensive, I prefer their computers.
If you haven't guessed yet, today we're talking about Apple. So without further ado, here's 13 facts about Apple you probably didn't know.
Number 1. Apple originally had 3 co-founders. The third co-founder, a man named Ronald Wayne, had joined Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, but left the company only 12 days after it was founded. He sold his 10% share for only $800 and got an additional payout of $1,500. Had Wayne stayed with the company, his shares would be worth around $60 billion today.
How many times do you think he's kicked himself over that decision?
I bet a lot.
Right. On a scale of 1 to 10, a lot.
Right.
Number 2, the number of Apple stores has increased each year since 2005. Want to go work at one? You should know you have a better chance of getting into Harvard.
That's pretty stiff competition.
For real.
Number 3, Steve Jobs was fired by Apple in May of 1985. He became CEO of the company again in 1997. He resigned as CEO on August 24th, 2011.
Number 4, every iPhone ad from Apple displays the time 9:41 a.m. as this was the time Steve Jobs unveiled the original iPhone in 2007. That's super cool, and I didn't know that.
Now you do. Number 5, the Lisa is a desktop computer that was developed by Apple, released on January 19th, 1983. It is one of the first personal computers to present a graphical user interface, or GUI. It was aimed at individual business users. Development of the Lisa began in 1978, and when it first went on sale, it was $9,995 US, equivalent to $25,970 today. The Macintosh, which came out on January 24th, 1984, with a much lower initial selling price of $2,495, equivalent to $6,215 now. The Mac, at its lower price point, sold much better.
Makes sense to me.
And me.
Number 6, to found the company, Steve Jobs sold his VW bus. Steve Wozniak sold his HP Scientific calculator. The calculator actually brought in more money.
The thing is, though, I'd probably much prefer to have that VW bus.
I for sure would.
Number 7, Steve Jobs dropped the first iPod prototype into an aquarium to prove that there was still empty space in it. Because if there wasn't any empty space, there wouldn't be bubbles that came up, you know? Anyways, his point was that it could be made smaller.
Number 8, Tim Cook, Apple's current CEO, has a net worth of $1.4 billion. In June 2014, he attended San Francisco's Gay Pride Parade along with a delegation of Apple staff. On October 30th, Cook came out as gay in an editorial for Bloomberg Business.
Well, good for Tim Cook.
Right, kudos to him.
Number 9, Steve Wozniak never wanted Apple to be a hardware manufacturer. He wanted HP to manufacture their computers. They were asked to 4 times, but they kept saying no.
Again, another person who may regret their decision, or in this case, company.
True.
Number 10, we may see them only as fierce competitors, but Apple has a different sort of relationship with companies like Samsung, LG, Sony, and others. These companies actually manufacture things like screens, cameras, and processors on iPhones and iPads.
The only thing I can think of for that is the scene on Austin Powers where Dr. Evil's like, "We're not so different, you and I."
That's amazing.
Number 11, August 6th, 1997. Apple was on the verge of bankruptcy, but rescued by Microsoft. Apple co-founder Steve Jobs got needed cash in return for non-voting shares and an assurance that Microsoft would support Office for the Mac for 5 years. Apple agreed to drop a long-running lawsuit in which they alleged Microsoft copied the look and feel of the Mac OS for Windows and to make Internet Explorer the default browser on its computers, but not the only choice.
Very interesting. Number 12. It was no evil or satanic reason the Apple One's price. Steve Wozniak saw the price was $667 and liked repeated numbers, so he changed it to $666.66.
I bet though, those superstitious people, they were probably a little bit freaked out by that price point. And number 13, according to the website Cult of Mac, an iPad with apps installed weighs more than an iPad without apps installed.
I don't pretend in any way to understand how computers work, but if they have more on them and it's using up storage, it almost makes sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know either way. But I mean, I do know that I trust Cult of Mac and don't think they would lie to me.
Perhaps that's why it's called Cult of Mac. Just a thought.
We hope you enjoyed this list about Apple and 13 things that you may not know about them.
Tell us your favorite fact in the comments. Thanks again for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up.
And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to get notified when we post new videos.
After subscribing, ring the bell on YouTube or click follow next to our name on Facebook, then click edit settings. Choose how often you'd like to be notified of new videos. We hope you choose all videos.
After that, tell all your friends.
We hope you enjoy your day and keep being kind to one another.